How's it going, guys? Grimsie42 here, and I have got a pickup so big that it is going to have to be 5 parts. So, without further ado, I will jump in. These are all pickups either on my way or actually at the Midwest Gaming Classic, which recently just took place. It is held in Wisconsin, and I got more stuff than I've ever gotten in any pickup, like, ever. So without further ado, I will jump in, and some of this will be in a semblance of order, some of it won't. I tried to keep it as together as I could. The first 3 parts are going to be what I got on the actual way to the convention, and then the second 2 parts, because I believe I got a little bit less at the actual show, are going to be what I got while I was there. So, alright guys, let's just jump in. First thing I picked up were 7 handheld Game Boy cartridges of sorts, and they were all really well priced. I'll try to remember the prices as I go. Some of them still have them on them. This one here, Fist of the North Star, I got for $2.99. This one here, Bomberman GB, I got this one for 99 cents. R-Type DX, this is Game Boy Color, I believe. I got this one for $2.99. Bomberman Max Blue Champion. I got this for 99 cents. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge with a little bit minor label damage. It had some writing that I removed, and it took a little of the finish of the actual label off, but no big deal. And this one was also 99 cents. These next 2... were just a couple bucks each also, and I definitely wanted to pick them up for a few reasons. One is they are one of my favorite RPG series of all time, and the second is they're by one of my favorite publishers, that being Atlas. The first one is Shining Soul, and the second one is Shining Soul 2. These are part of the Shining series from Sega, so really cool to add those to the collection. Hopefully I can complete them one day. Continuing on with the handheld trend, I'll just get it all out of the way. The first thing here is a game that I believe I have already, but I think I just have the little DS card, and this was complete in box, and it was $5.99, which I thought was a very fair deal, and it's Children of Mana, so definitely cool to get a Square Enix title out of the way at that price, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I now have the card spare, so I'll have to go through my collection and see if I can find it and figure it out for sure. If so, I may have a trade. This next one is something that is really cool, and I think I got it at a pretty fair price. I believe this was about 10 bucks. It is Metal Slug 7, and I'm a big fan of the Metal Slug series. Not quite as good as Contra, but definitely a fun series. This next one here I got for $4, so I was totally okay with that, and it's a 3DS game, Pilot Wings Resort. I saw a video, almost dropped it, saw a video of this on my buddy Shantendo64's channel, and I'll link him below so you guys can check him out. But it looked pretty interesting, so I definitely wanted to check it out, and for $4, you couldn't go wrong. This next one I've had my eyes on for quite some time. I believe the closest thing I can think of to compare this to, I guess, would be that Atlas beat-em-up Dragon's Crown for PS3. The name slipped me for a second. And this is the special edition of it that has the CD art book and the outer box. And it's Code of Princess, another Atlas title. So it's an interesting little beat-em-up game with, you know, like an anime RPG element type stuff thrown in. So pretty cool. Definitely had my eyes out for this in this condition with the box. So I was super happy to get that out of the way. Next, I will jump into Wii games. I got a ton of them. Wii games are very, very inexpensive these days, and unless it's like a first-party Nintendo game, you can usually find it for just a couple bucks. So some of these are definitely forgettable titles, but I'm actually really starting to fill my Wii collection up. I'm over 250 now. I do not have an exact count, but it gets to the point where I may just decide to go for complete, especially with all the shovelware being so available and so cheap. But anyways, to roll it through, every one of these is complete, so I will spare you guys the whole opening portion of it. First one is Centipede Infestation. This next one I've had my eyes out for a while. The outer box is a little roughed up. I may have to upgrade, but it is an Atlas title. 101 Party Megamix. Very odd title for Atlas to put out, but nonetheless needed it for the Atlas collection, and I now have it. This next one I picked up just because it's a Hudson Soft title, and it's Fishing Master. Next one is a first-person Samurai Warriors game. I believe the only first-person in the series, and it's Samurai Warriors Katana. Next is another fishing game by Hudson, Fishing Master World Tour. The next one I have here is actually published by Bethesda, who are also known for the Elder Scrolls series, so I have high expectations for it, so hopefully it's a good game. And it's Star Trek Conquest. Picked this one up for, I think, like $4, so thought it was definitely worth a try. This next one here is a Konami title and a shooter, so again, I have high expectations, hopefully it's good. And it's Target Terror. Next one here is Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire. Alright, moving on to Xbox. I picked this one up for, I want to say $7, and I thought for $7 it was very fair. It is the Dead or Alive Ultimate Double Disc Collector's Edition, and it kind of, like I said, opens up here, and it's got 2 Dead or Alive Ultimates in it, and it also includes the cards, and the discs are in like perfect condition, so for $6 or $7 I couldn't say no. This next one I also got for $7. Upon further inspection, it is a little rough, but at the end of the day, I still was okay with the purchase, and it is the Rockstar Double Pack of Grand Theft Auto, and it has Grand Theft Auto 3 and then Vice City. So definitely cool to get that in the collection. This next one was only $1, and it was a Blockbuster exclusive, so I don't think that this is going to ever be as rare as some of the old Super Nintendo Blockbuster exclusives. But nonetheless, it's Freestyle Street Soccer, and as you can see right there, it even says Blockbuster exclusive. This next one I've had my eye out for a while. I didn't want to pay the going rate. I finally bit the bullet, and I purchased it used at a GameStop on the way to the Midwest Gaming Classic. And it is the Capcom Digital Collection, and it's got some cool games. It's got the HD remix of Street Fighter, it's got Final Fight, Puzzle Fighter, Bionic Commando. So some good stuff on here, and definitely something I want to check out. This next one here is a game I don't know too much about, but I do know a few things, and that was all I needed to know. And the first and foremost is that it was published by Atlas, and I definitely try to track down as many of their games as I can, especially when they're at a fair price. And the next one is that the graphics appear to be pretty good, so it should be an okay game, and it is The Cursed Crusade. Again, Atlas title, so pretty cool and complete in box, so definitely happy to get that one out of the way. This next one, which is the last Xbox game in this video, is something that I initially did not pick up. I wasn't pleased with the price. I believe at the time it was like $30 used, and luckily it's gone down in price. And this one was only $17, and I actually had a coupon for 20% off, so I wound up getting it for a very fair price, and it is a copy of Magna Carta 2. And this is a dual disc game, so definitely happy to knock this up out of the way. This is probably the last RPG I needed for the 360. There may be 1 or 2 strays or like technically RPGs I don't have, but I think I'm done at this point. I'm going to have to double check on that though. Alright guys, got 5 more things here. These first 2 items I picked up at a pawn shop type of place on the way to the Midwest Gaming Classic, and they were both very inexpensive. This first one I believe was $5, and it's a complete copy of Spectre for the Super Nintendo. And the box is pretty clean. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's got a little bit of corner wear, but nothing major. The next one is very uncommon on the NES, but just like Pro Sport Hockey on the NES is very uncommon, on the Super NES it's not so uncommon. You don't see this everywhere though, and it is a copy of Jimmy Connor's Pro Tennis. Again, just another complete game out of the way. I think this one was $2. This one here I've had my eye on for a while, and I was able to get this for what I think is a fair price. I actually had the cart already, so this is a complete copy, and I had the cart to trade, which is something I like to do because it kind of negates the value when you purchase it complete down the road. And it is Final Fight. And this actually completes my Final Fight series complete in box. I already had part 2 and 3 complete, so now that I have this one, definitely happy to complete that trilogy. This last one I debated purchasing, but just like Final Fight, I already had the cartridge, and in this case I also had the manual. And this is a complete in-box copy, but the box has a little bit more damage than I like to deal with. But I figure at very minimum I'll have it complete and I could always upgrade later. And it is a copy of Gradius 3, and I don't know how good it's going to show, but right kind of where my finger is, can you see the little dent in the glare there? It's got a little bit of crushing up here. Other than that, the carton manual pristine, and definitely happy to complete this Konami title and add it to the collection. The last item I'm going to show you guys in this video is something that is really, really cool. Something that I've been looking for a very long time. I was stubborn when it first came out, and now I'm paying the price, and I think it's a good lesson to people that if you want something, sooner sometimes is better than later. It's definitely good to be patient sometimes, sometimes not so much. And this case, I'm talking about the big box Zelda Skyward Sword bundle that came with the exclusive gold controller and the big outer box with the game. Basically, I didn't grab it at the time, and I regretted it, and it's very expensive now. Like a super clean, complete copy is like $200 at this point. And luckily, I found the game, and I actually have a sealed copy. I was able to get the box off of a buddy of mine at Retropalooza, and finally, I was able to find at a fair price the gold Zelda Wiimote. And this thing is super, super clean. Like, it looks like it's never, ever been used, and it's like flawless condition. And now I can complete my copy, so it's definitely awesome. My box is not mint, but it's pretty good, so I'm happy with it for now, and I could always upgrade later. But anyways, guys, this is going to wrap up part 1. I'm going to have all 3 of the first 3 parts out this week, and then next week I'll have parts 4 and 5. So you're going to get a lot of Grimsie 42 content, whether you like it or not, in the very near future. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and look for part 2 in a couple days. And until next time, guys, take care.